YouTube, what's happening? It is Thursday night, March 27th, and we're in that little window between the first two games and the second two games of the Thursday night game. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about the Friday games of the Sweet 16. Now, let me put up what I currently playing tonight. We just watched an absolutely historic performance from Alabama, just dropping 25 threes in a game. Just madness. Easy cover there. Also had Florida 6.5. As you see, they covered as well. So now we're in that little window. Duke and Arizona hasn't really started. Texas Tech, Arkansas hasn't started. So guess what? We're going to focus on tomorrow's games. We're going to go ahead and get these games out, discuss them, and see if we can use our time wisely. That's what we're doing here. So if you want the plays typed out for every sport I do, or just access to the spreadsheets, these things, so you can do your own research, all you got to do is go to the HQ right there. Sign up. Simple as that. Boom. So we got these 4 games. We're going to look at all the stats and see if we can continue to find some winners. So let's go ahead and jump to that first game right now. Okay, so we got the 4 games lined up right here. You can see all the odds and everything on the screen before you. Now, for these 4 games, we're going to do just like we did the games for tonight. We're going to pick something in the game. It's either going to be an over and under one team or the other on a spread. There's only 4 options we're taking, but we're going to pick something. So far we're 2-0. I don't know how tonight's going to go. The rest of the other 2 plays, I hope they go well, but we'll see. For right now, though, we're going to start with the first game, which is going to be Ole Miss and Michigan State. That is the 6 seed Ole Miss and the 2 seed Michigan State. Currently, you see they are a 3.5 point favorite. Michigan State is 143.5 is your total. The game is being played in Atlanta. I didn't cover where the games were yesterday, but I probably should have, because it could matter to some. So this game's in Atlanta. Let's go ahead and pop over. We're going to actually look at the schedule. We're going to look at these teams, what they've been up to, what they've done. How did they get here? Well, Ole Miss, obviously, in the first round, they played North Carolina. They knocked them out of the tournament, 71-64. Played great. I will admit I had North Carolina advancing. So Ole Miss was nowhere near this in my bracket. Then they beat the hell out of Iowa State. Iowa State had no chance. It was 91-78 there, and now we got Michigan State. Let's look at Michigan State. What did they do? They played Bryant. They won 87-62. Whooped that ass, 25 points. And then they played New Mexico. They were a darling for a lot of people who advanced. 71-63. They won that one. Wasn't really even that close, really, to be honest. It felt, the score was close, but it felt like I was not worried at all about Michigan State not losing that one. So now we have Ole Miss. So let's go to the spreadsheet. Let's look at the numbers. Not that game. Not that one. We won this one. There we go. Perfect. So we have it pulled up here now. The records up top did not update. These are the records as of the regular season, who they played. Now the numbers have yes, they are continuing to update. So we can see what they've been up to the last 3 games, which obviously includes the tournament and your conference tournaments. So we got 96 v 169. These 2 are a push. That kind of leans Michigan State. That leans Ole Miss. So we got double defense efficiencies here. That's still yellow's above average. That's what it means. Orange is below average. Red is bad. There's no red on this. These teams are not bad. Defensively here, offensively, both below average. That is above average. That's, what will we take in this one? Based on this offense versus that, I'm starting to lean Michigan State. Again, just like I said yesterday in a couple of these videos, if you can't rebound, or there's a team that really, really, really good at rebounding, you're going to have issues. So I'm leaning Michigan State 3.5. I know. I want madness. I want some March Madness, but this isn't the year for it. There is no madness. The madness was Bama dropping 25 threes just now. That's what happened. The madness was Maryland last couple days ago hitting the bank shot over Colorado State. That was your madness. That's all you get. Yeah. So madness in this economy. What are we talking about? 143. Can we rock with that? Let's see. 150, 135. 143 is right in the range. So that does nothing for us. Damn. Let's see. How were they tested? 26-5. They literally went 20. They went 20-6 against the top 100 teams. Pretty damn impressive. They went, what is that? 16-11 against top 100 teams. So that leaves Michigan State as well. This rebounding is what really worries me the most. That worries me the most of anything. So I think since I got to pick something, I'm taking Michigan State to win the game by 3.5. So let's go MSU minus 3.5, and let's move on to the next game. All right, game 2 is going to be the 3 seed Kentucky versus the 2 seed Tennessee, and we can see Tennessee is a 4.5-point favorite. 144.5 is our total. So let's look over at their schedules. How did they get here? First off, the game is being played in Indianapolis. So for those that care, there you go. We want to look at Kentucky's schedule. Let's see what they've done. And yes, we will look at how they did against each other this season, because that's a thing. So Kentucky beat Troy 76-57. Wasn't a worry there. Then they beat the 6th seed Illinois by 9. Pretty good win there. Now they're facing Tennessee. Tennessee, what have you done to get here? Not stats on the schedule. You beat up on Wofford by 15. That looked like Tennessee looked a little flat in the first half, but then they played better in the second half. UCLA, though, they looked a lot better. 67-58, they won that game. So now Kentucky. So let's see. Let me just scroll down here to any Kentucky games. Kentucky. Now they play Kentucky. They lost at Kentucky 75-64. So they lost by 11 when they played on February 11th. And that was the only, they played again on January 28th, and they lost that game as well. So Tennessee's 0-2 against Kentucky this year. That ain't good. So now you're playing each other for the third time. It's hard enough to beat a team twice when you do 1-1, but beating a team 3 times is, let's see how it's going to work. Let's go over to the spreadsheets. Numbers. So first off, what jumps out the most? Tempo, pace. Kentucky's fast, Tennessee's slow. You see that. Rebounding is kind of all over the place. We got all 4 colors in the rebounding area. Let's see. Let's do the breakdowns. 169 versus 33. That is Tennessee big time lean. 104, 279. Tennessee big time lean. 138, 202. That is a Kentucky lean, and 75 and 80 is a push. So we have 2 Tennessee leans, 1 Kentucky lean. Cool. Efficiencies, 38 versus 109. That's a Tennessee lean. 208 to 170, slight Tennessee lean. And then we want to look at how they've done against top 100, which is going to be about the same because they're in the same damn conference. So they were 19-7 versus top 100 at 25-6. And they were 15-11. So Tennessee gets a little bit of an advantage there based on how their season went. So Kentucky is playing great, though. That's the only thing. So I said they're playing great. They're the same level. They're both playing great. So you see this, and it's like, okay, Tennessee's really good here. Except one thing is they only make 23 2-pointers a game. That's what they don't make that many twos. They are literally in the bottom 10 when it comes to percentage of the team points for being from 2. They love the 3 ball. That's where they get their points from. Free throws and threes. That's what Tennessee likes the most. So yeah, they get more from 3 than 2, and then they're a great shooting team. Kentucky's a good defensive team. So, man, let's look at the total. Can I do anything? This comes out to 150. This comes out to 145. Our total is 144. If I take the over here, I have no cushion. I literally have 144.5, 145 to 150 is our range. With this offense, that defense is concerning. If we play the Kentucky pace, it's going to hit the over. It's going to hit it easy. If we played a Tennessee pace, I don't know. So I don't want to take Tennessee 4.5. I can tell you that right now. I don't want to take it under. I can tell you that right now. I'm either taking Kentucky plus 4.5 or I'm taking the over. It's the only 2 things I'm taking. So the fact that the only good thing, Tennessee loves shooting threes. Kentucky can shut that shit down. So where do they get their points from? They don't shoot many threes. They make 7 a game. They're more balanced. 50-30. Yeah. I think I'm going to go for the over. We're going to bank on the points here. So let's go for it. I have no window, I know, but I'm going for it. 144.5 is what we're going with. Kentucky, Tennessee over 144. What is this coming out to? In their games alone, they're coming out to 142. Their games are coming out to 153. It's gonna be a sweat in this one. This is a tough one. This is probably the hardest game of the day. Of the entire Sweet 16, this is the toughest game to me, personally. So I'm taking the over begrudgingly because I have to, but I'm taking it next. All right, game 3 is going to be Michigan and Auburn, and we can see it is Auburn by 8.5 with a 153.5 total. Okay, cool. Let's look and see where the game's being played. Game's being played in Atlanta, so there's going to be a lot of Auburn fans there. I can tell you right now, that is a short 2.5 hour drive to Atlanta from Auburn. Michigan fans will travel, though. We know they will. So shouldn't be that big a deal. But there you go. Let's look at the actual, what did they do to get here? Michigan schedule. Let's load it up. You played UC San Diego. Everyone in this was like the most popular one because people were saying wrong team favorite and everything, talking about UC San Diego. Like, yeah, they're a great team, but they lost. Michigan won by 3. Cool. And then A&M, they beat up an A&M. A&M did not stand a chance. 91-79, they played great. Now, I will say, when I made my one bracket had Houston winning the whole thing, but it had them beating Michigan somehow. But I also had Auburn being knocked out by Louisville, who got knocked out by Creighton. So, hey, do what you do. So, there you go. Here we go. Auburn, let's look at your schedule. What have you been up to? You played Alabama State. You won by 20. You played Creighton, and you won by 12. Yeah, now you're playing Michigan. Cool. Let's go to the spreadsheet. Numbers. 22-9, 24-7 regular season numbers. Let's see recently. You kind of squint. You can see one team's playing a little bit better than the other in certain areas. So, if you can't rebound, it might be a problem. So Auburn's 8.5. Yeah, let's see. 231 offense is not good versus that. That is a Auburn lean for sure. 78-26. That is a Michigan slight lean. And then we got 259. Can Michigan not shoot, period? That's not good. Versus that, that's Auburn. That versus that is Michigan. So 1, 2, 3, 4 defenses. All 4 defensive leans. And under? That might be the madness. And under, yeah. Let's see efficiencies. Both defense and that versus that. That's great. That shuts that down. All right, I'm leaning under. Let's look at a total. Can we get a good one? 149.4, 133. My God, it's 153. We got a cushion of 4 points. I'm not used to cushions anymore. Literally 149. It's 153. So we got the total of 153. Our range is 149 to 133. So if they play anywhere in there where it comes out to that total, we win. Okay, this one was actually one of the easier ones. I thought this was going to be a sweat. Under 153.5. I'm taking that, but let's look. Is that the one we want to take? Do we trust Auburn at all here? Let's look. They were 13-0, 17-0 versus 50 to 100, or 25 to 100, and then 6-5 versus top 25. That is what? What does that come out to? 26-5? That doesn't make sense. Wait, that doesn't make sense at all. That's not right. So this is still what? Hold up. All right, something's not right with the number up there. That doesn't make sense at all. They are 27-4, right? No, they are. Yeah. Yeah, Auburn's 30. Okay, yeah, that was in the SC. The overall record stopped counting in the regular season. This still counted in the tournament for the conference tournament and the current. This kept on counting. This stopped. So it's different websites where I'm getting these different things from. So that makes sense. Auburn is actually 30-5 currently overall for every game. So yeah, all 5 of their losses are top 25. Michigan, 20-4. No, 20-9. I can't count. 20-9. Okay. Yeah. I think this one we're just going to stick with the under. I don't trust Michigan. If you can't shoot against a team like Auburn, that's a problem. That ain't good because Auburn could easily start whooping your ass. If you can't at least shoot yourself back in the game, you got to have a puncher's chance sometime. And I don't think they have that. They're not playing as well as I thought they would. Defensively, yes, they're playing amazing. So let's take the under 153 and let's go on to that last game. All right, last game, we got Purdue and Houston. We can see currently is Houston by 8.5 with a 131.5 total. Let's go over to the schedule. This game is being played in Indianapolis, so that is clearly good for Purdue. But Houston will probably still travel pretty well. It's basketball. It's not like it's football where you need a lot of people. You'll have enough fans in Houston. It'll be all right. So let's look at where they did. What did they do to get here? I currently see Duke and Arizona 17-16 and 3-2 Arkansas, Texas Tech. Okay, cool. Nice little update. Because this is ESPN. I got their live score above that you can't see. Let's see. Purdue has played the 13 seed High Point, 75-63, 12-point win. And then they played the 12 seed McNeese. And they just ruined the vibes. They ruined all the vibes by knocking McNeese out. So now they're playing Houston. Houston has played the 16 seed SIU Edwardsville. They only allowed 40. It could have been worse than that. They weren't even trying that hard, you could tell. Then they beat Gonzaga, which was, yeah, Gonzaga never feels like an 8 seed. It was like, ooh. It was like when Florida played UConn, I was like, yeah, are they really an 8 seed? I don't think so. Yeah, same situation here. So now you got Purdue. Cool. Let's go to the sheets. Numbers. What did they? Oh my god. Okay, I'm used to them not having good 2-point defense because when you lose your big man at the start of the season, like a few games in, you weren't ready for it. So the team's not built around defense inside. But if you can't score inside, that's problematic against a team that loves their defense like Houston does. But Houston can't score either. So what the hell? Okay, what are we doing here? Okay, that versus that. That's Houston defense. That versus that is technically Houston offense, barely. That's still Houston. That versus that is Houston pretty decently, and that versus that is Houston. So we got 4 Houstons. Then we got their offensive efficiency versus Purdue's defense efficiency, which you see the number, and then their offense versus Purdue's Houston's defense. Everything's leaning Houston. Even all the rebounding is good. The pace is about the same. They're the same team, except one is clearly better statistically. And that team is an 8.5-point favorite, and I'm going to take it. I think Purdue gets choked out. I'm just saying. Let's see. Hugh minus 8.5. Let's look at the totals just to be safe. Make sure there's nothing good here. 150, 130. The total's 131. Do we dare trust an over when a team like when these two teams can't shoot? Oh hell no. No, I will take Houston to dismantle Purdue because if they're going to shoot this bad against teams like let's look at these last 3 teams: McNeese, High Point, and Michigan in the Big Ten tournament. That's the last 3 games Purdue's played, and that's where we get these numbers from. If you can't do better than this against those 3 teams, Houston's going to hurt you. Now, Houston's last 3 was Gonzaga, SIU, Edwardsville, and Arizona. So, yeah, we're taking Houston 8.5. We're done. That's easy. Today was easier than yesterday. Okay, cool. I'm cool with that. To the schedule. So, yeah, you see everything. Now, Saturday, I will do the games. I might do it tomorrow night. It hasn't updated. Is Bama playing on Sunday? No. I thought Bama was playing on... Okay. Yeah. Bama's playing in Newark. So Bama's playing here. The winner of Arkansas and whatchamacallit is playing here. This is Bama Duke or Bama Arizona, one or the other. I'll probably do the video tomorrow night. That way there's plenty of time to watch it. It'll be short. There's only 2 games. Pretty simple, right? So I appreciate being here. Drop a like, subscribe, as you can see. If you want the plays typed out for every sport I do, or if you want the spreadsheets for every sport I do now, baseball is coming up soon. All you got to do is go to the HQ right there, sign up. Simple as that. So I appreciate being here. We'll see you tomorrow night on Friday for Saturday's games, and we'll talk about them then. Peace.